Swanee, you're absolutely correct to say, we have to look at what's going on at Hearts now, and they have to be seriously taken into consideration in the context of where this season goes from here. A terrific start, similar to what Aberdeen did last season, and they're neck and neck with Celtic at the top of the table. 9 points, both of them clear of Rangers. We did have debates before the season began. Can Hearts get involved in an arm wrestle with this pair? Can they roll around in the muck with them? Can they separate them? Can they get in between them? Can they make a sustained effort to even go the distance this season? Where are we now, 5 games in?
I'm going to say exactly what I said in October last year when we were talking about Aberdeen.
Yeah.
9-10 games gone, and I said, ask me again after another 10, ask me after 20 games, and then we'll see where we are. And I don't think I'm speaking out of school there, because I think it's exactly what Derek McInnes will be saying to his team as well, and saying to everybody.
It's what he did say, Swanee, you're right. It's what he did say after the game yesterday. He says it's far too early to be talking about that. It's a good start. It's a good start, but that's all it is, a start.
That's all it is. And and the great thing for Hearts is they've got a manager that totally understands it. He's not gonna overblow things. It's just not his style. He's never done it, and he's not going to do it because he's too sensible to do it. So I don't think we can even consider it at this stage. And I don't expect 9 million emails coming in from Hearts fans going crazy. But I think they'll accept it themselves. That the team's going to have to go on October, November. I would say if you get to sort of Christmas time and they're still up there, then we can start talking about it realistically. But at the moment, the job is just to stay on the path. Just stay on the path. Just keep digging the results out. Things like yesterday do absolutely no harm. That is going to be such a shot of belief through the squad. They're going to really believe now when they go to places. I think Celtic are at Tynecastle soon. That'll be another great chance for them as well. But as we said, about the same thing with Aberdeen, you've got to keep digging out the results against the rest. That's where you challenge. That's where you win titles. It's no going 3-0 down at home to Motherwell. That's the type of things that'll have to be ironed out. They dug out the injury time winner at Livingston. They're going to have to get stronger in these other games. Start winning these games with a bit of comfort. But there's not anybody going to put any downers on how people are feeling round about Tynecastle at the moment, because it's been, barring the cup setback on penalties, it's been a brilliant start, and getting that Rangers hoodoo buried yesterday, that Ibrox hoodoo, was a massive lift for them. So they're flying. Let's wait till Christmas before we start having discussions about Hearts being a title contender.
But this is the thing, isn't it? Everybody's looking to reinvent the wheel in football these days. Hearts kind of they've bucked the trend by going for a guy like Derek McInnes. I'm sure Tony Bloom's analytics might have come up with some guy sitting in a coffee shop in Copenhagen that might have caught everybody's imagination. Hearts went a different way. They've gone tried and tested, a guy that knows the league inside and out, a really clever tactical manager, and they've given him some really good players, and Tony Bloom spent a bit of money. There's no magical mystic formula here for this. That's good manager, spend some money, recruit good players. That to me says that I think Hearts can sustain this and will be there or thereabouts all the way through at the end of this campaign, Andy.
Well, I think you just saw yesterday the sort of two worlds, two ideologies sort of clashing. You've got Russell Martin, who's trying to shoehorn his ideal of how football should be played into a team, into a club, maybe even into a league that isn't quite ready for it, or isn't willing to go along with it. And then you've got the arch pragmatist, who is Derek McInnes, who will come up with a different game plan for every single game. And we saw sometimes Aberdeen, especially when he sort of heads to head with Celtic, when he would think about things, and sometimes it would come off, sometimes it wouldn't. But I think you saw yesterday, he got his game plan absolutely bang on. Even switching Harry Milne left back to a slot wide right. Basically, he explained that after the game. He'd seen Rangers. Obviously, they started with Mikey Moore out wide, and he was very poor, very lightweight, along with Mike Loma, two teenagers, very lightweight, and just got bullied. But they'd been expecting Gassama to start out there, and they really wanted to go with a sort of double fullback scenario, and so he puts Harry Milne out to that right wing slot. And to be fair, the two of them absolutely nullified Rangers' left hand side. You know, they dominated Rangers down that hand side, and if anything, it was Mikey Moore and Mick Homer that were having to do all the firefighting in the first half before Moore get hauled off at the break. I just thought Derek McInnes get his team, get his organisation, got his tactics, the mental side of the game absolutely bang on. It was I think there's a lot of people, as you say, like to look down on Derek McInnes. Maybe he's a bit old school for them, but he absolutely schooled Russell Martin yesterday. It was a fantastic performance for his team. And listen, you're saying that at the end of the title race, it's far too early for that. But if you're asking me, can they split the Old Firm? I think on the early evidence, that has to be the aspiration from this season. I know it's been the challenge set by Tony Bloom. Some people may have scoffed at that. I think on the early evidence of both teams, they have to be second places. Is very much an ambition that they can look to fulfil this